A Title IX violation is a school disciplinary matter which can be at any type of school, whether it's a high school or a college, against any student, faculty, or staff who do certain things. Typically speaking, Title IX involves any type of gender discrimination, which can include sexual harassment, it can include gender discrimination, it can include sexual assault or harassment or dating violence. Any of those types of things can be prosecuted as a school disciplinary matter as a Title IX offense. Now, the schools that fall under Title IX is any school that receives any type of federal financial aid. If it's a truly private school, it would not fall under Title IX, and anything you do there would not be considered a Title IX violation. But since most schools, including most private schools, receive some type of federal financial aid, they mostly fall under Title IX. Title IX violations are very serious. Most of them involve some type of either harassment or sexual assault. Just as in the criminal process, who someone who's accused of rape is a very serious crime, there's a certain stigma being attached to that at the college level. You're in your campus community, even if you're exonerated for that crime, that is always going to follow you around as the person who's been accused of committing that sexual assault or sexual harassment or the other type of violence. And it's most schools, very small communities, that stigma will stick around for a while, even if you're exonerated. Title IX violations require an immediate investigation into the facts. It's important to get someone to talk to the people involved. Oftentimes, there may be no more than the victim involved, but many times there are things such as other witnesses around. Many of these violations, particularly on the student level, occur at parties and things like that. There may have been a lot of other people around. So it's really important to get to the facts early, to make sure you preserve any text messages or emails or photographs that may be on your phone or elsewhere, to talk to the witnesses involved, to see develop as many facts as possible to help you get the firm footing for your case. Title IX can be a very complicated area of the law. Like many other types of cases, sometimes we can't do it on our own. Many times we do have to call on experts to help defend the case. In particular, we have a case right now with a person who's the faculty member, who's also a nurse practitioner, and that person was accused of doing something improper during examinations. We are utilizing experts in that case, nurses we've worked with in the past, who can look at the information and help us determine whether or not it was proper medical practice versus a Title IX violation. Just like many other cases, we've used toxicologists and other teams of mental health counselors and things like that in the Title IX process to help us get the best possible results. The consequences of a Title IX violation are serious. If you're a faculty or staff member, it could mean anything from probation to termination. You could lose your job as a result of this. If you're a student, it could mean anything from probation to expulsion. So everything you've worked for over your entire life to get into that particular college or university could be lost forever. In addition, it's going to be both on your employment record as well as your student record. So if you're an employee trying to get another job at a different college or university, you may not be able to get that job or other jobs as a result of the violation being on your record. Same thing as a student. You could be either an undergrad or graduate student and trying to apply to either further programs or jobs in the future. Once they look at your educational record, they could see that you've been found responsible for a Title IX violation, and that could have the effect of you not getting that job or that position or that schooling in the future. I got into Title IX after being a criminal defense lawyer for about 15 years. A friend of mine brought me into a Title IX case, and I couldn't believe just how unfair the system was and how biased it was against the accused. For that reason, I took the experience that I had gained over the years handling many sexual assault cases in the criminal courts and brought that to the Title IX arena. We use our skills both in and out of the courtroom, and in Title IX cases, you are entitled to a hearing now. So we're able to use those skills more effectively to help you both figure out the correct strategy as well as then execute that strategy at the Title IX hearing. Client communication is key. It's one of the most important aspects of our job. We try and return phone calls, emails, or texts within the same day, hopefully within the same hour. If I'm not available, I have a staff that works with us who's able to jump right on the communication to at least let the client know that we're looking at it and have not forgotten about them. I think what makes our law firm different from other firms is my background. I come from a blue-collar background dealing with everyday, normal people. I like to help those types of people get through these issues that maybe they haven't dealt with before. Most of our clients haven't worked with a lawyer before, and I want to make their experience very comfortable. Our firm is a smaller firm, and the advantage of having a small firm working on your case is that you're always going to get to know your lawyer on a very personal basis. You're never going to be handed off to staff or a lawyer you don't know. We get to know our clients and almost like they're our friends and get very close to them so that they understand that they always know who's working on their case, and they have a direct line of communication to the person who's working directly on their case. Most of the time I am handling the cases personally if I was the lawyer you were introduced with during the initial intake. I do have associates who do work on cases, but if I'm the one who's told you I'm going to be working on your case and I did the intake with you, I will stick with the case throughout it. The initial consultation for Title IX case is going to involve getting as much information as possible. And in a Title IX case, sometimes that's difficult because many times you're not given the full story of what the victim says you did to them during that case. So we get as much information as possible. We're going to talk to you about preserving evidence such as photographs, text messages, emails, any other type of social media or electronic postings. We're going to want to preserve those things and go through them with you to try and formulate the proper defense we can. We figure out the best strategy, and then we work to execute that strategy to get you the best possible result.